Hi, it's Rico again. Welcome back to Brooklyn Cooking. Today we're doing chicken stock. Uh, Frugal chicken stock the Brooklyn way. Uh, this is almost for free. If you remember cutting up a chicken video, we saved all these bones, the back bones, whatever bones we have, and we're going to make a stock out of this. You could also, if you have you cook a chicken, you save the bones. Uh, the bones good for a stock. So basically, we're doing this in a pressure cooker today. This is going to take real quick with 2 hours. You could do this the exact same thing in a pot on the stove, but instead of taking 2 hours, it's going to take 6 to 8 hours, depending, and we'll get to the depending later. Anyway, we're going to throw the chicken in the thing. We got here about 3 pounds of bones, the wing tips. And we're going to set this to put that on saute. And then we're going to pretty much cover it with water. Probably need to get some more water. Let that go. There's pretty much a max fill line on these things. You don't want to go over that. But we'll let that start heating up. Besides that, the only other ingredients we'll have some carrots and celery that we're going to chop up, an onion, and you could leave the peel on the onion, some aromatics, a little parsley. What do I have in here? Parsley, oregano, thyme, and a little basil. That's because that's what I had in the backyard. And then we have a couple of bay leaves and some peppercorns. And that's all there is to it. All right, we have a couple of carrots, a couple of celery. We'll just take the bulb off. And we're going to just rough cut these. The carrots we saved. Dog loves the carrots, plus I love the carrots. The celery is going to get dumped out at the end. No need to. And just pretty much quarter the onion. And that's about all there is to it. We're going to wait till water comes up to temperature because we don't want to put the vegetables in before that. So that's going to take a while, and we'll be back. Okay, this is starting to boil. So you'll see you want to get a lot of stuff coming to the top. You want to get this white stuff out of here. Whatever this junk comes to the top. Not gonna ruin it if you leave it in and just boil it in with it. But it just make it a little clearer broth. Now you notice there's really not that much stuff coming to the top. That's because I roasted the bones. If you don't roast the bones, if you put them in raw, which is fine, you'll get a lot more, whatever scum, whatever you call it, coming to the top, and you'll have to do a little more skimming. So this is going. I didn't fill it to the max line yet because I got to add vegetables, and then we'll see. So we're going to add the onions and the carrots and whatever we got here. Throw them down in there. I forgot to mention we need a little garlic, so we cut a couple pieces of garlic and our aromatics or whatever you want to call them. Throw it in there. Some people say it's a bouquet garni and you tie it up. The hell with that, tying it up. So we're pretty good here. Hot, hot, hot. All right, we want to get our cap on. Now there's a little safety thing here. When this little button in here comes up, that means the pressure is up. There we go. Lock it in. Now there's a thing here. We want it to be on lock. All right, we got the lid on. Want to turn this to pressure cook. I automatically set for 2 hours. That's what we want. And we have the pressure set to high. And now it's just a matter of wait. Once it comes to pressure, it's gonna, the little ball is gonna pop up that you're on pressure, and then 2 hours later, we should be ready. All right, welcome back. Hopefully the pressure cooker did its job. It was on pressure for about 2 hours, and then it takes a little while for it to the pressure to release. You could do a natural release where you just wait, or you can turn this little lever and it will release the pressure pretty quickly. But let's see what we got. We got a decent color soup. And we're going to give it a first time strain. Now, if it did its job, we want this bone to be fairly brittle, because what we're looking for is to get all the gelatin out of it. You see the way this is just breaking? That's a pretty thick bone, and it just breaks in half. That means all the gelatin is out of this, and it's in the soup. And hopefully, if we did our job, when we put it in the refrigerator overnight, and it cools, it gets cold, it's going to turn into a jello consistency. You know, when you heat it up, it will turn into soup again. That's when we know we got all our flavors. One of the jobs we hated as kids or teenagers is on a Saturday, my mother would send us to the chicken market, the live chicken market, to pick up some chickens. If she wanted to have chickens for Sunday dinner, we would get a spring chicken. But if she wanted a chicken for a soup, she would say, tell the guy you want an old hen. And that's what they made soup with. But this is soup with just the bones. Of course, relatively nothing other than a couple of vegetables. We're going to clean this up and, you know, strain it a couple of more times through a fine strainer, and we'll be back later. We cleaned it up. Even though we started with bones, we still get plenty of decent meat. You could use this for soup meat or the little puppy treat. I go through all this for the doggie. Plus, she loves carrots. And that's all for now. Wait for dinner tomorrow. And now it's time to strain this a little more. We cleaned that out. Got a fine strainer, and then we got to find a finer strainer. And we'll just run this a couple of times. So you get a little gook there. And we'll get a little double strainer. Okay, we got this strained. We're going to put these in quart containers, get them in the refrigerator, and we'll see if we have our success with the Jell-O. I made this in a pressure cooker. It's nice and quick, couple hours and you're done. The problem with pressure cooker, you don't get that much. You really don't get that much stock. You're limited to the size of the pressure cooker. If you wanted a lot of stock, I would do this, you know, in a pot, in the stock pot. And the only problem is that's going to take, you know, 6 hours, 8 hours. And I'm going to say what I said at the beginning, the time is depending. Because what you want is those brittle bones. So as you're getting along, you want to get one of those larger bones, the leg bone or whatever, and give it a crack. And if it's hard as a rock yet, you want to let it go. And that's it. You don't need a pressure cooker for this. I've done this pretty much all my life without a pressure cooker. I only got a pressure cooker about a year ago. I don't know why, but it was on sale at Costco. I figured, what the hell. Okay, we're back. We've had the chicken stock in the refrigerator for about 17 hours, and we're going to see if we had success. You see the fat is, comes up to the top. We'll just skim some of that off. You could leave it. A little fat ain't going to kill the thing. And then we'll see if we have success. See how jello-y it is? And we'll do the other one. The other one. Even more jello-y. And we'll just skim some of that. Now you notice, if you notice yesterday, I didn't add any salt to this. If you want to put some salt in, you put some salt in. I don't add salt because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. This may become chicken soup. A lot of times the stock I'm going to use in other things like jambalaya or chicken pot pie. And so I leave the salt out, and then when I use it, I add the salt. And I love my little colander, whatever we call this. I call it the Wizard of Oz calendar, the Tin Man. So we're going to leave you with a quote from the Wizard of Oz. Heart is not judged by how much you love, but how much you are loved by others. So, arrivederci from Brooklyn. And if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our station, and we'll be back in next week. Take care.